members. There's two groups over there. We'll go in between the two groups, and this way we'll be able to spend time there. So in the meantime, just as we are going to be now spending the day, at least for a few hours there, many of you might know that my wife's grandmother, and she was there for my grandmother, Mrs. Pearl Benish. Her name was Pearl Reichman during the war. She wrote one of the most famous books and the most popular book, I think, that has been sold in thousands and thousands of copies, and it was really a required reading in most of the high schools. And if you didn't read it, I'm going to make sure that you all read it. To Vanquish the Dragon. I'm sure you, some of you even remember. Maybe Ushi remember. I don't know. You know the grandmother. Little, yeah. Itzi maybe knew her also. Of course. Yeah, so she wrote the book To Vanquish the Dragon. I want to read you, as we are now beginning our day, one story and how she ends off the story. And there's our Menachem, and we spoke before. Our goal today is, yes, it's going to be hard and gut-wrenching, and we're going to see the death. But our goal today is to walk out being proud of who we are and seeing how we survived. And I would like to therefore read you one of the stories, not the word for word, but just one of the stories as she was heading to Auschwitz, and there were different ghettos, and they used to transfer you from train to train. And she writes here that there was the butcher of Plaszow, and his name was Amon Goeth. I don't even know how to pronounce his name properly. Machshema is enough. And his face, she writes.
They all know him from school girls. Schindler's List. He's the main Nazi.
So she's describing what he looked like. His face was typically Germanic, right down to its hateful look. His rigid eyes exuded spite. His huge frame blocked almost all the sun, and he tried to penetrate. And he would try to joke and just try to cheer them up in a very cynical way. He knew that as the Nazis did not want any child to survive, there was no need for them. It would bog them down, bog their parents down. And in one of the cars, he realized that the child was snuck in, an 11-year-old child, says my grandmother. He yelled on the top of his lungs, "Mother and child out!" And that language, Ra'us. He roared more venom than words. Oh, quick. Oh, okay, fine. We're going to walk there, and we'll continue just the idea. But again, our theme today, and that's really what we'll see throughout today, is that every place that we stop, if the oilam can somehow, as hard as it's going to be, and we see how so many of our own family members and so many of our relatives and friends perished. Our goal today is to see what we can do to show that we survived and how we can become better people.